everybody, today we're going to be doing a winged eyeliner tutorial on how I do it. It's a bit different than other people or the way they do it because they could just usually go like deet and then they just kind of fix it up a bit, but that's not what we're doing in here. There's a little tip trick thing that I used. So that being said, let's get right into it. Okay, so to start, you're going to want an eyeliner or eyebrow brush, whatever you prefer to call it, just an angled brush in general, or what you'd usually do your eyeliner with. Once you've done that, you just get any pressed pigment or loose powder that you want to use. I'm going to be using this black eyeshadow by BH Cosmetics in the Take Me Back to Brazil palette, but finding the eyeshadow you want to use isn't really that hard. If you guys want me to do another video on how to do colored eyeshadows with not that much of like pigmented eyeshadow or pigments in general, I can do that. Okay, so to start, we're gonna get some of our selected powder onto our angled brush, and we want it, I probably should have done this with the color one, but you don't want there to be a bunch of loose powder on the sides because any leftover powder will, as you guessed it, fall out onto your eye, and you don't want that. So next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna start at about our mid lash line and just kind of stamp it on almost. That determines your like medium width of your eyeliner. And then from there, we're just gonna work our way out slowly. Okay. All right. Okay, so now that we've kind of got like the beginning wing going, we're just gonna start working a bit more inwards towards our eye. And for this part, you don't want as much powder or pigment on your brush because again, it'll fall out onto your eye. And this is a bit more of a vital portion because if it gets too thick, then you have to kind of go back in and thicken it. And if you keep doing that, you're just going to end out with an eyelid of a dark or colorful pigment, whatever you chose. So we're just gonna slowly work our way inwards. And I'm trying to like maneuver around my light setup and my tripod and just be like, ugh. Okay, we're just gonna leave it for now. What I do next is I get a piece of tape. It's a bit unconventional, but it works. So what you want to do is you want to almost line it up with like the end of your brow and your lid. And you want to make sure that's pretty like tightly laying, otherwise you're going to get a bunch of powder in here. Don't get it too close to your like waterline or lash line though, because we don't want the tape poking our eye or irritating it. So that's just kind of like the setup I have right now. Again, we're going to get more powder onto our brush. And then start thick about right here, and then slowly close in on the tape. After that, we're just gonna kind of work in that original line until we come in at an angle. Then we're gonna get more powder on our brush and then fill that in. So once that part is done, another thing about doing your eyeliner with a powder is you're gonna get some fallout powder. Let me see if I can just change the lighting real quick, or that'll work, that works too. Get a bit of fallout sometimes on the tape, but that's what the tape is here for, and then sometimes a little powder around here, so you're just gonna wanna touch that up. Okay, so once your actual wing itself is done, you can take off your tape, and then you have the angle, and you can go as long as you want, but because I'm not using a mirror, it's easier for me to go shorter, and then you just go in and touch everything up. So another thing you can do if you have like makeup wipes or makeup remover, I don't have any concealer on right now, so I'm just gonna use a makeup wipe, which is a bit easier to use because it's already ready to go. You can just go in with it and touch everything up and make sure there isn't a bunch of loose pigment on your eyelashes by like kind of setting this here and then blinking. Alrighty, so that is our wing. That's how I do it at least, and it's a bit easier with a mirror, so don't try and do it in your phone, especially if you don't have good vision. 10 out of 10 would not recommend it. In a different video, I can show y'all how I do my colored eyeliner, because I still do it with eyeshadow, but I do have to go through a process to make sure it actually sticks and I don't get a bunch of fallout on the rest of my eyeshadow or waterline or anywhere else. So I'm just gonna go in and do that on my other eye, that way we can be symmetrical, at least for the outro. Finally, the last thing you can do is you can add some mascara onto your eyelashes if you think you made it too thick, or if you just want it to like blend into your lashes a bit more. So that's what I'm gonna go in and do. Alright everybody, that is it for today's video. I hope you found it useful, maybe enjoyable, I don't know. Not like, my entertaining videos tend to be more like my how-tos. Well, no, this is a how-to. What? I don't know. Commentary tends to make my videos more interesting for me to edit, so I tend to do it more, but when I have less time to edit, I don't really get to put a bunch of commentary in, so. Make sure to subscribe, hit the bell, leave a like, you know, all the fun stuff, and have a good day.